last week we found out Overwatch 2 is killing Overwatch 1. From Software has the new game in the works, and we've got a Nintendo Direct Mini tomorrow as well. That's happening. Also, Tony Hawk is dead. Goodbye to Tony Hawk. It was nice knowing you, Tony Hawk. Not the man, the game, because this is a game show. Anyway, watch us live, twitch.tv/LeonardCast, and by searching Last Week in Games. What is up, boyos? Welcome to Last Week in Games, where everything is video games. My name is Jake. Jake? My name is Jake. My name is Jake. That over there next to me is Nick Cyberpunk Sapon. How you doing, sir?
Hello, I'm good. Let me put these back.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a visual gag.
Looking cool as hell, dude.
There's glasses on glasses. What if I just pulled these off and there were more glasses? There's not.
And then you take your glasses off, then you pull out your contacts.
And then I pull my eyes out.
Your eyeballs. Then you just stick your hand inside of your eye socket and pull your brain out.
Oh my god. And then my brain reaches inside of my...
And then we get down to like a molecular level, right? And then keep going down and down. Yeah, that's great.
And then it's the thing from like Men in Black where it gets so small that it expands into the universe, and you're like, shit, dude.
Yeah, it's like the quantum realm in Ant-Man. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Well, how are things?
Shit. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, to answer your question. Nothing new, man. Nothing new. This week has been pretty boring. Pretty laid back.
Pretty boring.
It's been a lot of reeling back from vacation, to be honest. It's been a lot of, oh, we gotta go grocery shopping. Oh, we gotta change the oil. Oh, we gotta go do this thing. We gotta do this thing. And it's just like, oh. And I've spent more money this week than I did the entire vacation trip, which is strange. Very strange.
Indeed.
How are you?
I'm good. As you can tell, I am sitting on the floor in an empty bedroom because I'm in the process of moving.
You're losing your house. I knew it.
It got repossessed, and
you're gonna have to get a tent soon.
This room that we're in is actually a cardboard box. It's a well lighted cardboard box.
You got blinds and power outlets in your cardboard box.
Yeah, dude. Well, because it's connected to a generator. We put carpet down in here as well, and drywall inside of the box.
Don't we all just kind of live in cardboard boxes?
It's crazy, man.
On the side of the road.
I wanna start the show, Nick. Okay, this is what I want to say. Okay.
You say it. Whatever's on your mind, speak it, brother.
I just want to say, fuck the Supreme Court. They can eat my my jellied ass, and I should stop talking before we get banned from Twitch. Anyway, just wanted to say that. But bannable offenses, do those. Anyway, Nick, what you been playing, man?
Oh man. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak DLC comes out this week. So I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter, preparing for that. I finally beat like one of the big bad final bosses, I guess, called the Valstrax, and he's a vampire rocket dragon is what I'm going to say, cuz he like looks like a vampire. He's very aesthetically vampire, but then he shoots up into the air and then fucking dive bombs you and explodes like a rocket. Very, very cool dragon. Very cool set, and I feel like I should have fought him earlier because the new DLC is coming out, and there's going to be plenty of other sets that are just going to be like, well, why did I farm this? So kind of holding off until Thursday, but I'm still, I'm still in it. Still just grinding it out. But I'm having a good time. How about yourself?
Well, Nick, I did it. I bit the bullet. Our friend Brandon has been asking me, and you broke a while ago.
I
But
didn't even break.
oh, true.
I'll explain. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
explain.
I've been playing Escape from Tarkov. Uh,
Ah, what a
I
mistake.
bought the game. Um, I don't know if it's a mistake yet. We'll see. It's yet to be seen. Um,
Uh-huh.
when I was told about it, I've seen them stream it like on Discord and stuff. So I've seen the game, and I've always thought it looked kind of ugly. They're like, "No, man, it's not ugly." And I started playing. I'm like, "Yeah, this game's ugly. I don't know
It's ugly. It is ugly, yeah.
it's an ugly game, but that doesn't define a game. But like, don't lie to me.
Well,
Don't
it does
say.
kind of. It does kind of though.
I mean, a little bit, but like, there's more to a game than its looks, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like, as a Tetris man, looks aren't everything.
But then you
Um,
get Tetris Effect and you're like, damn.
yeah, yeah,
It pushes it over, man.
it
Like
does,
you
but
get Persona 5 loading screens and like
that's
menu
true.
screens. You're like, shit, this
True.
looks fucking fantastic. It got me to buy it,
Yeah.
you know?
No, I'm saying aesthetics can be important, but they're not everything. So I'm like,
Right.
okay. So I started playing it, and the game's too complicated. I don't know
Hmm.
why it's so complicated. I get the idea of it. It's like, hey, I actually like the idea of it. I like the simulation aspect of it, where it's like you're a guy and you need to gain equipment, and every time you die you lose your equipment and stuff, and like you have to drink water and eat food, and like, yeah, I like that. My problem with the game is, first of all, you get in the game, it's just like, there you go, you're in, and it's like, okay, what am I doing though? Like, what
Hmm.
is the objective? And I'm playing with my friends who like play the game, and they're like, well, there is no real objective, but there are objectives, but don't worry about those. I'm like, what? And then they're like, you could build this base, but you don't have to do that right now. You don't have to build the base. And I'm like, what? What's this? Then they're like, here, we'll go into this mission here. We'll go on this map. And we get on the map, and I'm like, so what are we doing? And they're like, well, we're just trying to escape. And I'm like, but why? And they're like, well, just cuz. And I'm like, so do I have to kill people? Well, you don't have to
You
kill
don't have
people.
to. Yeah, yeah.
But
Mhm.
like, if you see them, you probably should. And I'm like, but why? It's basically um what's that game, The Division, right?
Uh-huh.
But like the open area, the PvP area,
Hmm.
and that's the whole game, is the PvP area.
Right.
But like, there's nothing, I don't understand like what I'm doing. But I also haven't played much, and it was also like during this event where it's like I couldn't even fuck with the traders. I'm like, but like, why can't I fuck with the traders? They only take bargains, but I don't have anything to bargain because I'm new to the game. But I can't buy any new guns, and I've died and lost all my guns. But I can't buy any guns because the traders are only taking bargains, but I don't have anything to bargain because I haven't played the game.
So you got to go in with your fists and fucking punch them.
Yeah, I
Punch
guess
everybody.
so. Well, you could play as like a skiv or whatever, and like
Yeah.
get stuff that way or what. I don't know. I need to play more of the game before I really um, rate it too harshly. But my biggest
Mhm.
issue, my biggest like offense of the game, I was like, so how how do I look at the map? And they're like, there is no map. Oh, I'm like, oh, okay. But like, when I'm not actually in the game, can I look at the map in the game somewhere? There is no map. There's no map in the game. So you can't, the only way to learn it is to go around. But if I was a military man, like I'm supposed to be in this game, I would look at a map before I go into a certain
Mhm.
area. So
Right.
why can't I look at a goddamn map? And they're like,
Right.
well, you can buy maps, but they're ineligible, or they're illegible. Like, you can't really read them that well. But you can Google a map. Like, why is there no map in this fucking game? It's insane to me. I don't know. Maybe if I play it
So
more, I'll be like, yeah. But it's wild, dude.
I think I had this similar experience, and I played this game for about a week with probably like an hour to an hour and a half intervals within this week. And the entire time I'm playing this game, I'm just like, why are we doing this? What do what are we doing? Why are we doing this? are those guys that I'm supposed to shoot? Are those not guys that I'm supposed to? Why am I even shooting these people? Why am I coming here? Like what is the whole thing about this game? I don't understand. Can't I just sit at home and do nothing? Like I would much rather do nothing than play the game. For me, that's kind of what it is. It's very much like I feel like I'm a hobo looking for random pieces of anything I can find to scrounge out. So first off, I hate survival games like Ark and what was that? No
M-
Man's Sky
Minecraft.
or Minecraft's okay, but like like real survival games where you have to eat and drink and
Don't
you
starve.
know grab some things that you need to survive. And it's like, okay, and you load into this game and you're like, okay, well, we're walking around. I have a gun. The first probably 5 missions, I didn't see a fucking person. I didn't see one single person. And I'm walking around. I'm like, I guess I'll pick up this toilet paper. Here's a AAA battery. Uh, here's a vest. Is this better than my vest? Oh, it kind of depends on like how many pockets and which way the pockets are going. I don't. That's one of the things that I hated about the game was the Resident Evil uh
I kind of like that.
fucking Tetris inventory thing. I get why people like it. It's not my thing. It's actually why I don't play Resident Evil because I hate that management system.
Hmm.
And it's a lot of that. It's like, oh well, I have this AAA battery. I can't put the toilet paper in my bag because it has to fit in a certain way.
Right.
And then on top of that, you get out of the game because all you did when you got in was dropped in, scavenged around for bits and pieces like nuts and bolts, literally nuts and bolts, and then you left. That's it. That was the whole experience. Round one done, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. So then what can I do on this menu? And it's like, well, you can, customize your guns. So then you go into the gunsmith customization thing, and it's like, well, here's all the things you can do to it. And I'm like, okay, let's do this, 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 and this. And it's like, well, no, you can't do that because you got to buy those parts. But in order to buy those parts, you have to do certain things for certain people, and in order to do that, you have to have certain money and you have to have certain sway over people. And it's like, I don't, just give me the fucking gun. Like, I don't care. Like, give me a pistol, give me a shotgun, give me anything. I will use it. I didn't fuck with the gunsmith thing at all. I think I put like 6 flashlights on a thing just to be stupid, and it blinded me and everybody else that was there. It's kind of funny for like a minute, and then that's just kind of annoying because there's just a big white spot in the middle of my screen. And again, it's like I'm walking around with a lighthouse attached to my gun. And what am I doing? I'm just going over here slowly. All this whole game is very extremely slow. You crawling over here. Oh, let's pick up that that toothbrush. Let's crawl over here. Oh, let's there's a scalpel right here. We'll go over here. There's a baseball cap. Let's put that on. Cool. I look a little different. And then you leave without seeing anybody. There may be a scav, but if you shoot the scav, then all of them shoot you. So there's not really like a good reason to shoot them except to just shoot them. And it's like, well, why would I shoot them if it's detrimental to myself? It does nothing for me. I'll just leave. And then there's games where you get in. Like there was one I spawned in as a scav. I walked 2 feet in front of me and got sniped. Just shoulder dead, blacked out. I'm like crawling on the ground. I'm like, this is extremely fun, guys. I'm crawling. Everybody's like scattered, ran around, and I'm like, does anybody have healing things? I'm trying to heal myself. They're like, no. So I start like crawling away. I get shot in the leg. So now I'm limping at like a snail speed, just getting shot at by the sniper from I don't know where, and I'm just like, I'm done. I think I'm done. I So after that one, I'm like, I don't want to play this anymore. This is bad. It is. It's not for me. It's not bad. It's just not for me. There's too many things in it. You're right. The map system is be god awful beyond anything.
Yeah, they're
Um,
like, just get to the edge of the map and run around the edge, then you'll find an exit. And it's like, yeah, that's so realistic.
so good. Also, the
Because
fact
there's,
that it takes like 6 hours to go into a game. And
yeah,
there's the whole insurance thing. Like if you don't insure your guns, then people can pick them up. But if they don't pick them up, then you get all your stuff back. But you can't use that in the next one because your guy's still out there. It's like I don't. There's too much. There's too much to this game, and it doesn't. It's not a game. It is like
yeah,
I want to pull my own teeth out because that is better than what I'm experiencing here. It's just like if I wanted to do this, I would just go outside and fucking
right. It's like
pick
a,
flowers or something. It's way better than I'm just gonna take a walk.
it's
That's
like
what this game is.
it's a battle royale without like any competitive nature to it at all, which is
Yeah,
like, it's kind of weird. And like, yeah, with the scavs or whatever, like, there's no way to really distinguish them from a regular person other than they just sort of look kind of different. There's no
and
like
they talk.
labels or anything. You can't identify your guy. You don't have a compass. You don't have like anything. And it's like, why would I not have a like a GPS system or something? Like, like, what is this game supposed to be taking place in like the 50s or something? Like, it makes no
So
sense.
when I first saw this game, I'm like, okay, so I'm like a prisoner and I'm trying to get out of the prison. No, that's not what it is. You're just
No.
a US soldier on Russian territory or, pseudo Russian territory, Tarkov, and you're trying to fuck, I don't even know what you're trying to do.
I think that's the problem for me is like, I don't mind the game systems, but I feel like no connection to any of it because it's just like, why am I doing it? There's nothing
Mhm.
there to tell me why I'm doing it. At least in Minecraft, which has the same sort of problem, like, why am I doing this? At least you can like build.
Yeah.
You're building
Yeah.
something.
You and you're like, look what I did. This is my thing.
And
This
like
is my
and
waterfall
like
house.
don't starve is like you're stranded on an island. Okay, I get it. Just survive on the
Hmm.
island. That makes sense.
Well, don't starve is also there's an end to don't starve as well. Like it keeps going past the end, but once you meet like Maxwell or whatever, then it's like, okay, well then that's it.
Yeah,
There's certain
I
bosses in
like
it, and
the
it's
idea. I like the idea of there being like different hubs, and those hubs are always going, and you could go into them at any time. But there's like, but then what am I building towards? What am I building to? Like, like usually it's like, okay, you go into these things, so you collect parts, so I can go into the battle royale or like a PvP area. I don't
Mhm.
know, and I know there are like PvP areas, but like, what's the point? I don't know. It's frustrating.
So
Anyway,
yeah. I know you've only been playing it for like a day, but give it
right.
a week and just I wanna know by next week what you think of the game.
Well, apparently there's a hard reset happening in the next couple days on the game because that's another thing that happens in the game. You build all this stuff up and then it hard resets every like 6 months or something.
Oh, and
Um,
yeah, you have to redo everything that you just did.
yeah, apparently people like it though because it gives them a sense of fulfillment to do all that stuff again.
I guess.
Which to me
I
just means
guess.
there's not enough content in the game and then it resets, so it gives you a reason to redo everything again. Um, I don't know.
I don't.
That's
It's yeah.
It's yeah,
Yep.
to me it just feels like you're wasting your time just for the sense of wasting time and I'm like I could be playing something else.
Hmm.
Um but I get it. I get it for a lot of people. I don't know if it's for me. We'll see. I'll give it another shot this weekend. Anyway, let's get into the titties. These are
What?
some tidbits of news that are worth mentioning. First and foremost, Nick, this was announced last week. Overwatch 2 will replace the original, making it unplayable in October. Does this make you feel anything?
It just solidifies the fact that this Overwatch 2 is literally just Overwatch
Yep.
1.5.
Yeah.
Otherwise, wh- why? Like,
Right.
is this a DLC? Is Overwatch 2 a DLC for Overwatch 1? Because that would make sense to me. It would make a lot of sense. Just like, hey, DLC. Cool. Overwatch DLC. It's not, though. It's like its own thing.
It's more like it's a new game mode, right? Because it used to be
Oh, right,
Overwatch.
that too.
Overwatch 1 was a 5 player game, and this is a 4 player game.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they just switched the way you wanted to play the game because people complained about having 2 tanks on the team. So they were like, let's just switch it so there's 1 tank on the team. But now people are going to be like, well, I want to play the 5-player game. This sucks. What about all the people I play with every week? I can't play with them anymore. And then you just know in like 6 months to a year, they're going to be like, here's Overwatch Classic, which is like a game within the game where you can just play Overwatch 1 again. It's the same fucking game.
And they'll sell it. They'll sell it.
I don't think. I hope they don't do that. I mean, but they won't do that. But
why? I don't understand why they don't take the TF2 route, the Team Fortress 2 route, where it's just like, hey, 60 people, fucking go at it. Like, you know, there's no limit. You got people dropping in and dropping out all the time. That doesn't. They should go with a casual instead of a.
Well, that's not really their. That's not really their thing, though. It's more.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I understand the esports thing, but you're completely switching everything up.
I mean, yeah, it's Blizzard.
Not keeping. It's very Nintendo as well. Like Nintendo would do this shit. It's like, okay, yo, we're changing this whole thing up, but also we're shutting down all of your tournaments for the other ones.
Yeah, I don't know. Their whole thing though is they want tournaments, where Nintendo doesn't want tournaments ever.
Right.
They just want to be in charge of the tournaments. I do also wonder when Overwatch 2 comes out. If you remember during one of those showcases during the not E3, someone was talking about how their tournament system is within the game or whatever. I wonder if Overwatch 2 has something like that, like built in, where it's like their tournament system is built in within the game. So there's like tournaments going on all the time. I don't know.
That would be cool, but also I don't see this game doing very well. Like, you'll have diehard fans.
I disagree.
You know, just can't quit it. I just don't see this game doing very well at all.
Well, I think that's the other thing is I you know, I'm not that mad at Overwatch 2. Because like this is how we used to do it, man. And Call of Duty's been doing this for fucking years, where they release the same game over and over and over again. Only it took Overwatch, I don't know, how long has it been? Fucking 5 years?
Time.
So, I mean, to me, it's just like, hey, this is just a new entry point to get people who have wanted to play Overwatch but feel a little scared of it, because everyone who's been playing Overwatch now has been playing it for so long. Now it's like there's going to be a lot of new people playing Overwatch 2. It's a good starting point. Everyone starts with... I actually think your loot from Overwatch 1 transfers over. So yeah, this really is just Overwatch, but with the new title. So I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know if I'll play it. If it's on Game Pass, I'll play it, but like I don't know. I never really played Overwatch anyway, so.
Yeah, it was fun for a minute.
Yeah. Chris Pratt declares his Mario voice is unlike anything you've heard. I put this in here just because I thought it was funny.
You know what his voice is going to be?
It's going to be his fucking voice.
I was trying to make a joke and be like, and that's Mario.
It's going to be Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber when he's like, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be his voice.
That's going to be it.
I swear his voice is just going to be his fucking voice, right? Yeah. Like, it's just going to be, hey, I'm Chris Pratt. Mm-hmm. That's going to be Mario. And it's like, yeah, I've never heard. You're right, Chris Pratt. I've never heard Mario talk like that before.
Yeah. It's going to be so lazy. This movie is going to be so lazy.
I mean, I have
a feeling.
We'll see.
It's just voice actors for no reason.
Voice actors for no reason.
It's just, not even voice actors. It's just actors in a movie.
Right.
That has no script, no plot, no nothing. It's just.
Oh, we don't know that. We don't know.
Look, it's Patrick Warburton. You know.
Hey, dude, can you imagine Patrick Warburton as Bowser?
That'd be. I mean, yeah, I can, but he's not.
Hey, Princess Peach.
That's pretty good.
Hey,
pretty good. I like that.
Peach. Yeah, I don't know. And also I think it was like the director or something was like, Chris Pratt will not offend Italian people with his Mario voice.
Because he's not doing he's not doing an Italian voice.
But then it's like, hey, bro, I got an idea for you, you stupid motherfucker. How about you just get an Italian person?
Right?
Just get an Italian person. Or just have Charles Martinet do it. And no one will care because it's, he's been doing it for years and he gets
He's
a pass.
the original. Yeah.
Yeah. Just have him do it. And actually, I like the idea of the Mario movie being a movie where Mario barely talks. I think that actually sounds pretty fucking awesome. Anyway,
I'm never excited for what Chris Pratt's in.
I'm excited for Thor. I'm not gonna lie.
I saw the new Jurassic Park, and Chris Pratt's part in that is awful.
Yeah, I mean those movies have sucked since the beginning, though.
Yeah, the first one's great. The first one's really good.
Oh, like the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic Park 1 is really good.
But I'm talking about like the Jurassic World.
Oh yeah,
reboot.
the Jurassic World. Those are the trilogy is.
Yeah.
Awful.
I saw the first one and I was like, eh. And then I saw the second one and I was like, eh. And then the third one, I'm just not seeing it. It's just not gonna happen.
It's better. It's better than the second one, but it's not. It doesn't fix anything. Although Jeff Goldblum is pretty good. I enjoy Jeff Goldblum in it.
Wasn't he in the last one?
No.
Oh, I don't remember. No. Well, I am excited for Thor Love and Thunder, which Chris Pratt is in. So
yeah. When does that come out?
2 weeks, not this weekend, next weekend.
Damn.
Damn, son.
Damn. It looks good. It looks good. I hope Chris Pratt's in it very minimally.
It sounds like it. Well, and I'm still excited for Guardians 3. I mean, like Chris Pratt, I'll give him a pass on fucking Star-Lord. I like him as Star-Lord. I liked him as Andy too.
I liked him as Andy as well. That was his best role, I think.
I like him as Star-Lord. I think he's pretty good.
He's so generic. He's such generic man. Generic American man.
Well, I think that's what Star-Lord needs to be. That's like his thing. I'm an American guy, but I'm sort of out of touch. That's like perfect.
I feel like you could get a better actor to do that.
I mean, yeah, of course, but like you could say that about a lot of people in the MCU. I think.
Like
like Robert Downey Jr. What an awful Iron Man.
Oh no! What's that Cloverfield Lane?
John Goodman? You want John Goodman to be
John Goodman, dude? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great?
Roseanne, yeah, dude, have Roseanne play Gamora.
Oh, come on, dude. Yeah.
That's it.
That would be so good. Could you imagine?
Oh, I love it, dude. That's great. Oh, yeah. Anyway, there was a Xenoblade thing, Nick. Did you watch it?
I fucking forgot.
I watched part of it and I was like, hey, I watched part of it and I realized I'm not going to play Xenoblade and I don't care.
Yeah. It was the thing. If you missed it, go watch it.
Yeah, just letting you know it happened.
If you missed it and you care. If you missed it and you care, go watch it. If you missed it,
sorry, we're not breaking it down.
You probably don't care.
This isn't the place for you. All right, the news. We're in the news.
We don't dive into that kitty bullshit.
Yeah, fuck you.
We talk about like Pokemon over here.
Yeah, we talk about real RPGs like Pokemon.
Like Pokemon. Fucking Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, dude. All right, we're jumping into the news. From Software's next game is, quote, in the final stages of development. This comes from Igor Bonifacic. I'm sorry, guy. Bonifacic. From Engadget.
Vakic. Bonifacic.
Okay, we're just gonna keep insulting this man's last name.
Eventually, we'll get it right?
Yeah, one of those has to be right. He'll message us. None of those were right.
No. Try again. Just release a video of us trying to say his last name. Just a short. Bonifacic.
I'll make it our next TikTok. From Software fans may not have to wait years before they get the chance to play the company's next game. In a recent Japanese language interview translated by Gematsu, Elden Ring director and from President Hideaki Miyazaki, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
said his studio's next game is in the final stages of development. Miyazaki shared the tidbit in response to a question about a previous interview he gave in 2018. At the time, he told 4gamer.net that From Software was working on, quote, 3.5 games. Since then, the studio has released all but one of those projects. In 2018, we got Sekiro Shadows Die Twice and PSVR exclusive Deracine. This
Damn.
year, yeah, this is a hard one, man. This year, From came out with Elden Ring, leaving only one of the projects Miyazaki mentioned in 2018 unaccounted for. Quote, development is currently in the final stages, he told 4gamer.net this week when asked about the state of that game. Miyazaki didn't go on to share any other details on the project. However, some fans, citing a reset error leak from January, have speculated the unannounced game could be a new entry in From's long-running Armored Core series. The studio hasn't released a new mainline entry in the franchise since 2012. In the same interview, Miyazaki also said he was already working on his next game as director and that he would like to create a, quote, more abstract fantasy title in the future. Because that is what we need from Miyazaki. A more abstract fantasy. Nick,
Right.
what do you think? What do you take away from this?
Didn't we already get like confirmation, like a trailer for the Armored Core thing? Or was that something different?
All we've gotten is like a leak that it may come.
No, there in the not E3 thing, I believe, or the one before it. What was the one before it? The one before not E3. Oh man, we got some sort of a trailer.
I don't think so, man.
I think so. Where's my calendar? Jesus Christ, there it is. We got something.
Mm-hmm.
I could have swore there was a robot game that they showed off at a certain event, and they're like, "Hey, this is kind of weird," and I could have swore it was Armored Core. I could have swore.
No, I don't think so. There might have been a different mech game, but I don't think so.
Trying to
We
figure out what
we
all the
definitely
events
talked about on this show. We talked about those leaks back in January, and there's been more leak stuff since then about a potential Armored Core coming from Software. I guess the biggest news about this is just him saying it's in the final stages, which is surprising considering Elden Ring just came out this year.
right.
I still think like in the final stages means it's gonna be like another 2 years, and like if this goes by what it's saying, it said what in 2018 we got Sekiro, and then this year we got Elden Ring, which is that's 4 years. So
Right.
yeah,
And it's pretty close, yeah.
I'd imagine at least 3 years before we see Armored Core, right? Unless I don't know, they could have had two teams working on it, and like Miyazaki wasn't that involved with the Armored Core game. Because I have heard that From Software has like expanded their studios and grown a bit. So maybe we get it in 2 years. But that does beg the question: if Miyazaki's not working on Armored Core, does Armored Core play like supremely different than like an Elden Ring or?
I would assume so. I couldn't imagine an Armored Core that was Elden Ring, in the same style as Elden Ring.
I kind of want it though. That's kind of what I want. Because like it forces them to like figure out how to make that work. Like, how do we do Elden Ring but with mounted machine guns and rockets, and
Mm,
like maybe like a giant saber sword that you can use as well. Like, like mechs can have swords too. Uh, I kind of fuck with that idea super heavy, and that's what I hope we get.
uh-huh.
But also going back to like those OG Armored Core games, I guess I really only played the original on the PS1. I know there's been like five, but I just remember it being like all about customizing your mech and stuff, and like I want that. That's what I want. I want it like Elden Ring type gameplay, but with machine guns and rockets, with like an emphasis on customizing your mech.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I like that.
Yeah.
I could have fucking sworn
I don't think so. I
they
think that would have been like
some
the biggest
some
news.
it was something, man. It was like it was something. There was something out there. There was something out there.
There was something. Maybe there was
Mech
some sort of mech game, but
game announced.
we need some music.
No, that wasn't it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I fucking just called it like in my brain and I saw the trailer already. Guys, it looks pretty sick. I've already seen the trailer.
This
I
game's
don't
gonna be
know
the
how I've seen the
shit.
trailer. It's very strange. Um,
I'm excited for Armored Core though. Like, I hope that's what like fully gets me into these games, because my biggest problem with like these Dark Souls types games is just the high fantasy stuff. I'm not like the hugest fan of high fantasy.
mhm.
I like it to a certain extent, but like, because I did just put 50 hours into a high fantasy game called Triangle Strategy, but like, I don't know, it's
It's
hit or miss.
different.
Yeah,
It's
it's
it's different.
yeah,
Yeah.
felt more grounded. Anyway, here we go. Michael McWeirder. This comes from Michael McWeirder at Polygon. Tony Hawk says remaster of Pro Skater 3 and 4 isn't happening. A remaster of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 in the style of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 was once in the works, according to Tony Hawk himself. But the project likely isn't happening thanks to series developer Vicarious Visions being absorbed by Blizzard Entertainment. Hawk made the comments about a planned Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 remaster in a broadcast on Twitch on Sunday, spotted by Reddit. Hawk appeared on Twitch on a Twitch stream hosted by Andy Gentile, former senior designer at Vicarious Visions, who worked on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, and was responding to comments about future Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. Quote, I wish I could say that we had something in the works, but, Vicarious Visions kind of got disbanded and Activision's going through all their stuff, so I don't know what's next, Hawk said. That was the plan, even up until the release date of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. We were going 3 and 4, and then Vicarious got kind of absorbed, and they were looking for other developers, and then it was over. Vicarious Visions was folded into Blizzard Entertainment in January 2021 and is now referred to as Blizzard Albany. Hawk added that Activision planned to make a Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 even after Vicarious Visions transitioned to Blizzard, but the publisher couldn't make it happen. Quote, the truth is, they were trying to find someone to do 3 and 4, but they just didn't really trust anyone the way they did Vicarious, Hawk said. So they took other pitches from other studios, they didn't like anything they had heard, and that was it. Added the ever optimistic Hawk, quote, who knows, maybe when all the dust settles, we'll figure it out. I can't believe this, honestly. Like, this is...
Why can't you believe it?
What shocks me about this, Nick, is just the stupidity over at Activision.
Oh yeah.
Just the fact that Pro Skater 1 and 2, like the remakes, did really fucking well for Activision. Like,
Yeah.
as like a probably just easy, like, make it, sell it, and it's good. It's such a slam dunk then they're like, hey, you guys did such a great job with this Vicarious Visions that you're going to now work with Blizzard because they're struggling. But the thing that you did that was really good and we could make more of, we're not going to. And we're not going to let anyone else do it either because we only trust you, but you don't exist anymore.
Yep.
It's just fucking so dumb and like, I just can't believe it. And it feels like Tony Hawk is like, I can't believe that happened. it sounds
Yeah.
like it sounds like he's
Well,
like, wow. And also, one last thing, it also sounds like this ending, who knows, maybe when all the dust settles we'll figure it out. Makes me think like, who knows, maybe when Xbox finally absorbs Activision, we'll make another one. Is what I'm thinking.
yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if that's the case though. Because I mean maybe down the line, down the road, a ways, I could see that happening. But isn't this the same kind of bullshit that EA throws?
Yeah.
Like always, it's just like, "Oh, hey, we picked up this really great company, this really great developer. Uh all of our shit is struggling because we can't make a game. So let's take the IPs that we got, scrap them, and try to boost our original IPs. Like, there's got to be something that gets more money from the original IPs than acquired IPs, right? Otherwise, why do that at all? Like, Battlefield is kind of in a shit box right now. Nobody likes Battlefield. And I feel like a lot of EA, at least we haven't heard this or confirmed this, but I imagine EA is pulling a lot of resources to help Battlefield out. It's like, why? Just let it die. Let that stupid game die. Move on to something else. But they won't.
Well, to me, it seems like EA is kind of pivoting away from Dice and moving into Respawn. Like Respawn's our main guys now, and
I'm kind of glad
yeah.
because Dice was falling down and Respawn has
But
just
I
gotten
can't help
started.
but feel like what happened with Dice wasn't fully Dice's fault. It's just like that was
Well,
just
yeah.
EA wanted them to do a certain thing, and then it all
Hmm.
fell apart. And then also like what happens with these games where it's like, hey, Vicarious Vision, go work with Blizzards. You know what happens? Like it ends up there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and then things get fucked up even more.
Yep.
I get so baffled. Like these big ass studios, right? They're like, we need our studios bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. When it's like, nah, dude, just keep your studio 50 people and keep your games budget like, a certain amount. Like, look at, I know like No Man's Sky at launch was like a clusterfuck, but like, look at those guys. First of all, they made No Man's Sky vanilla with only 12 people, and then they've turned it into like a game that a lot of people love, and there's only 12 people at that studio. And the reason that fucking happens is because it's not like there's 10,000 people where you're like, well, I got to get the art from Andy to fucking Chris to whoever else, and it's like, oh, I'll get that to you tomorrow, and then shit gets there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and that's what happens with Vicarious now. Vicarious is like, go help Blizzard because they're struggling, and Blizzard is probably already struggling because there's too many fucking cooks in the kitchen. I don't
Yep.
know. This is
Yep.
this is all just
And
hypothetical and in my
and
head, but like,
somebody's like, well, sticking with the cook analogy, somebody's cooking, like a
meth.
steak or meth, and
Yeah.
they're like right at that point where it's like we could turn it, but it still needs a few minutes. And then it's like, hey, go help him out. He doesn't know how to cook a steak. So then some guy comes over who hasn't seen the whole process and goes, oh, you need to flip it, and flips it, and you're like, no, what the fuck?
Right.
And then it's like, so you got a whole bunch of people that don't know what's going on now joining the team. You got to fill them in on what exactly is happening, what the vision is, and everything. Slow down production because you have to introduce all these people, and then
Or you've got a guy like a master chef, right? They've been making this steak forever, the same steak, and it's a beautiful steak. It's perfect steak, perfectly seasoned, perfectly cooked. And then they hire a new chef, but like this, they give this chef like superiority privileges. Like this guy's on top of the chef that's been there forever, right?
mm-hmm.
And then this new chef is like, we should throw some cheese on there. People really love cheese.
But not like a good cheese, like American cheese
Yeah, some shredded Mexican cheese on top of this
on
steak.
top of a
Yeah,
steak.
and then
What you're doing is great,
the chef
but
is
I
like,
got
bruh, no one wants cheese on their steak, and this guy's like, well, the analytics say that people love cheese, and the
if
guy's
they
like,
didn't
but not on their steak, and this guy's like, no, 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 they love cheese in general, so put it on the steak.
put it on everything.
Yes,
We'll put it on the steak, we'll put it on potatoes, we'll put it on the broccoli as well.
we're getting
You
very
know,
philosophical here, Nick.
I I love what you did this year, but I think Beyonce deserves it.
Yeah, and then the steak business starts failing, and they're like, why is the steak business failing? I don't understand. It was working for 25 years. I don't know why it's failing now.
Man, we shouldn't have sponsored with cheese, with Mexican shredded cheese.
No, then they're like, the cheese isn't the problem. It must be that chef. We should
It's
fire.
that chef. It's
the
that chef who
original
was
chef.
It's the original chef. He was
Yeah.
making it, and now he's not working well with that other guy. So we need to get another cheese guy.
He doesn't
in
know
here.
how to blend well with cheese. So
Mhm.
yeah, we need
It's that guy's fault. He needs to move. He needs to move on. He's too old.
we just solved the gaming industry, dude. We fixed
That's
it. We
it.
figured it out.
You got to stop putting cheese chefs with steak chefs. That's not how it works.
Nick, Sony is skipping
Mhm.
Gamescom 2022.
Woohoo!
This
I
comes
mean, what?
This comes from Zach Zweisen at Kotaku. One of the largest video game brands in the world, PlayStation, has confirmed that it will not be part of the annual Gamescom 2022 trade show, nor will it have any big news or announcements to share during Opening Night Live, which is hosted by video game pope Jeff Keighley. It joins other companies skipping the show this year as the video game industry continues to reckon with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Yesterday, Sony quietly confirmed its decision to not attend Gamescom 2022 via a statement given to Games Wirtschaft, a video game news site in Germany. In the past, its Opening Night live stream has operated as another mini E3-like event and typically wrapped up Keighley's summer gaming hype train. Games Wirtschaft explains that to be part of the opening night event, companies must also take part in the Gamescom trade show. Yeah, well, that I feel kind of bad for Jeff Keighley, man. Just seems like all his events kind of suck this year. No real fault of his own. Just kind of just seems like no one has anything to talk about because COVID fucked everything up.
I'm like crazy.
You are crazy, dude.
I am crazy. No, I am surprised that COVID has really fucked it up that bad. You know, like people are back to work. People are
Yeah,
doing
but in
work.
different countries, it's affecting everyone differently still.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
even different states, are handling it differently. And different companies might be like, we need to lock down. And then if you have an outbreak at your work, you got to, especially a place where you're making video games, you can afford to fucking close down for a week if everyone gets sick.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, shit happens, as well as just working shortages around the globe and economic struggles. I don't know. It makes sense to me that this is happening. It sucks, but yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just weird.
It is weird.
There's not. I thought 2021 was going to be the worst gaming year for like announcements and stuff, and 2022 was like, hey guys, don't worry. I know 2021 sucked, but shit's right around the corner now. Like, these are the things to look forward to. Don't worry. Gaming is still good. And they're just like, no, we got nothing. We got nothing, guys.
I think
There's
that
not gonna be anything.
stands for gaming announcements, but I think as far as gaming, 2021 was worse than 2022.
Yeah, well, yes, absolutely.
We've had a lot
But
of great
as-
games
as-
this year.
as-
When you're talking about Psychonauts 2 being the best game of the year, something's going on. Nothing against Psychonauts 2, it's a great game, but the fact that was the
Mhm.
one, the fact that
That
it
wasn't
takes
the one. It
It Takes
was
Two
best
is the
one.
one that won game of the year. I mean
Mhm.
no offense to that game, but
Right.
There was no God of War last year. There was no. I mean, there might not be a God of War this year, but there was no Horizon last year. There was no Elden Ring.
Right.
You get me. You follow.
No, yeah, I get you. But it's crazy to me that we don't get reprise from this. Like there's nothing like there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's like, no, it's still fucking dark, dude. You
Yeah.
still got a ways to go. There's another mile and a half of darkness. And we're still unsure if a mile and a half is the correct length, you know. And
Well, you
that's the
know,
scary thing.
last year was really the year we started the rollout for vaccines and stuff. And we all kind of thought like, oh, that's going to immediately help everything. It
Hmm.
didn't, but it did help. And then especially with video games, there's such a ripple effect with video games where like, you know, there's like a kind of a 3 to 5 year cycle, right? Where like a game starts 3 to 5 years before it's even announced or
Hmm.
comes out. So like really we're starting to see the effects of like that shit that happened in 2020 when they would have been starting new franchises, new games and stuff. Now, you
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like
I know what you mean.
yeah, so it's just kind of weird. You're right. Weird.
Weird.
Anyway, I feel bad for Jeff. I know Nintendo's not going to be there either, so that sucks. It also does kind of make me wonder, like, is Sony ever going to have any sort of event? Probably not. I don't know. Where the fuck is God of War? I don't know. Anyway, recent reviews via OpenCritic. TMNT Shredder's Revenge got an 87 from 106 critic reviews. That's cool. Good for them.
Yeah, they're moving. It's moving up. It's slowly moving up. I think this is kind
Moving
of where it's
on
gonna sit,
up.
though. Um,
No, and I feel like that's a really good score for a fucking like side scrolling beat 'em up.
hmm
Like that's
Yeah.
a really good score.
Well, it's so good.
Uh, Nick, tomorrow, or
Tomorrow.
if you're watching this later, Tuesday the 28th, we've got a Nintendo Direct Mini,
Hmm.
which according to Nintendo's Twitter, it says a new Nintendo Direct Mini partner showcase is on the way.
Damn. You know what that means, though?
What does that mean?
It means it's not gonna be good.
Yep, I don't want to get hyped too. I don't want to get too hyped, but I will if you want me to.
I mean, sure, because now it's only a rumor, but the rumor is Nintendo's got a big old Nintendo Direct coming out the day after this one.
I can't believe
So,
that. I don't. I just don't believe. There's just no
so
way.
it's a big fat rumor. If I'm right, you owe me lunch, and if I'm
Okay,
wrong, nothing happens.
that's fine.
Um,
I'll bring you lunch anyway.
cool, 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 cool. Now on
uh,
Sunday when we watch the
I just
next the next movie,
yeah.
it'll be on you.
I just I can't help but feel like if they were gonna do that, they would have just combined these directs. Like, why would they not just combine them?
This is they want to keep them separated, right? Like that one song from that one band.
The Offspring. Yeah.
Bow, 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 bow. Doo-
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Keep them separated. They want to keep them separated because this is the partner showcase. The one on Wednesday is going to be
Just
the Nintendo
Nintendo. Just
Nintendo
pure Nintendo.
showcase. This is Bayonetta. This is Zelda 2. This is,
Well, hear me
you
out,
know,
Nick. Hear me out.
F-Zero, Star Fox,
Jesus Christ, they got a lot of games. Whatever that Mario team has been working on.
Donkey Kong 64 2,
Yeah, by
you
the
know?
Odyssey team. Uh
Yeah.
yeah, I here's the thing though. At this Nintendo Direct Mini partner showcase,
Mhm.
we could get Bayonetta because technically Platinum is a
Technically,
partner working
technically,
on a first party game,
and
but they are partners.
that would be really good for the little guys in this, right? That would be really good for the little guys in this.
Also, it is possible we could see like Mario Rabbids, Sparks of whatever it's called.
True.
That's possible. Even though it's a first party game, they are partners. It's Ubisoft.
Mm-hmm. That's like the main that would be a partner because it is a partnership. It is
That's what I'm saying.
Ubisoft, and yeah, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
As
Maybe that's
well,
what it is. Maybe it's like the Zelda could be announced, and it's a partnership between Zelda and Link because it's a two player game. It's a partnership stream,
I'd love that.
partnership mini.
That'd be the
You
greatest news
got it.
ever.
You have to be optimistic.
Yeah.
But I think it's happening on Wednesday anyway, so
I
don't even
think
worry.
I think the biggest news we will potentially get from this is Persona is coming to the Switch. I think that has a potential to be there, and it'll be a different date than all the other places because it takes
Yeah,
longer to get it on the Switch or whatever.
yeah.
Um,
I agree. I will give that to you. That's going to happen,
I feel like
100%.
that will happen, and that will be the biggest thing that they show.
Hmm. Yeah,
I think it, and the other big thing they could potentially show is Hollow Knight. I doubt it.
yeah. Why wouldn't they announce that at the Game Awards?
Yeah, at the Xbox showcase, like they
The
showed the
Xbox,
game, but they didn't show the date. Maybe they
the
were just
date
holding it for Switch. I don't know.
for this Nintendo Mini.
They would
Yeah,
have
makes
more. They would have more of a spotlight at this event than the Xbox event for sure. So maybe.
yeah, maybe. I doubt it though. I doubt
Yeah.
it.
Well, we will see. Um,
What else is happening next week?
June 30th, we get Cuphead, the delicious last course, which is coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is coming to Switch and PC on June 30th. And Outriders, which is still around. World Slayers is coming to PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC on June
Oh,
30th.
Stadia's getting one.
Good for you.
Yay!
Good for you, Stadia.
Stadia.
You're still
Holding on.
around. Still doing it.
Holding on. Barely. Fucking grasping at straws over here.
Make sure you check out all our other Loner Cast shows. We got some spoiler casts. We've been doing some Star Wars spoiler casts. We'll be back with the Thor spoiler cast when that comes out, and we're doing Obi-Wan right after this show, which is going to be exciting. So check those out by searching Loner Cast everywhere in podcast feeds. Also, search this show in podcast feeds by looking up Last Week in Games, and follow me on Twitter at emergencypizza_, Nick on Twitter at fatal_microwave. You can follow the show at LonerCast1 for updates on when we post shows and stuff. And check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/LonerCast. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, comment. We need engagement. We need engagement. Engage with us, please. Nick?
Engaged.
Engage your mother.
That's where we get it's Star Trek.
You gotta put
Engaged.
you gotta put your glasses on. Engage.
Engage.
Dick.